This is the seventh video I'm making this night, and I've uploaded 6 to YouTube. That doesn't mean the public can see them, but if I have give access to that account, I have at least 4 YouTube accounts, and I will send them to you, and you can watch them. I have something very important to explain to you. Now, the crossover between the material world and physical science, mathematics, mechanics, biology, medicine, and copulation, and growth, disease, health, death, and what we call spiritual faith, spirituality, religion, and belief, angels, God, devil, good, evil, eternal life, and so on. I'll give you a fact which you can test for yourself, which I can film and show you every time it would, within reason, scientific fact, it will work, and it's physical, mechanical crossover, bordering on spiritual. Now, if you have a gas cooker or an electric cooker and it catches fire, now a gas flame will burn up like a blue flame, and the oxygen burning, and so on. If you burn paper, it will catch fire, Fahrenheit 451, and it smokes and produces black bits, ashes. Same with wood, carbon burns in that way. And you see, if you have an oil fire, oil contains carbon, but it's within a liquid form. The carbon is not liquid, but the oil suspends the carbon like oil paint, and then the oil catches fire. It's like water. It catches fire because of what's in it. Like when you have oil, a slick on water, the oil will burn. The water just steams because it gets hot, and metal melts and so on, and so on. If you have an induction cooker, which I have a Tefal induction, it's like a flat top, like a table, and the rings in the induction heater. My induction heater is made of ceramic. It's a modern thing. Ceramic's like a form of plastic, like the soles of shoes or carbon fiber in cars or whatever. A very strong form of plastic, which used for firemen suits, and work when you're dealing with very high temperature industrial work. And you still have the rings which heat up, and they give off a different type of heat. The heat isn't burning like oxygen or carbon, you see, or something melting. The heat is just like a form of pure, hot radiation. That's not radioactive, but it's like a smartphone, an induction cooker. It produces heat in the same way that a hot water bottle produces heat, but with metals or carbons, and it gets hot on the surface in the center. So you have a big plate, but the heat is in the center. So you can use any type of iron, steel, aluminium, copper. I've got an iron wok, an aluminium frying pan, and a copper pot. But the base is in rings, and it's made of aluminium, not steel, aluminium. But you can use iron on it. I can use my iron pot on it. But the aluminium frying pan and the copper pot have an aluminium base. Now, if you put a steel spoon in the bottom of the copper pot when you cook on the induction heater, this is what happens. I put a steel spoon in the hot water and leave it on a high temperature boiling, and you get a flame. It actually catches fire. Now, the pot doesn't catch fire, and the ceramic does not catch fire. It doesn't burn, but the emulsion of heat between the touching, remember, between the ceramic with the rings, the rings are actually vibration heat, in your smartphone, it heats up because that's a very silicon is very concentrated on electric current. So the electric current at the center of the induction heater And the aluminium base, if you put a steel spoon in the copper pot or steel pot, it conducts heat in a certain way. So the heat from the ceramic touching the aluminium, which is heating up, which will also be touching the steel spoon. You can't use a steel base on an induction heater. You get a fire. Now it's not an oxygen fire. Oxygen burning in gas is like blue, and it's not a paper burn. It's because that's turns black with smoke. It's carbon. Now it's not it's not an oil fire, because the oil turns into steam and the carbon's still in the oil. So the oil burns going up because it's liquid and turns into steam, the water in the oil. So the water carries the carbon. So the flame goes up, massive flame, because it's the carbon that's burning, not the water, not the oil. It's the carbon in the water that is oil. Now, this flame is an electric flame, but it's not going to electrocute you. It won't, because it's not going through a wire that will electrocute you. No, it actually doesn't go into the spoon or the pot. It comes from between the aluminium and the ceramic, from the energy, static energy, like rubbing cloth or nanometry teeth. And the energy goes back from the ceramic into the aluminium, into the spoon, back down through the aluminium, back to the ceramic. But it doesn't go into ceramic, it burns, and the air catches fire with pure electricity, and the flame is white. And it's not white like a cloud of oil or burning paper with smoke. There's no smoke, there's no smell. You just get, there's no electric current that shocks you. What you get is burst of photons, like a sunburst, and you just get a fast and massive, instantaneous sunburst of photons, pure white light. And that means you've got to take the spoon out, take the pot off the thing, take the spoon out. It's a different type of fire, and that is like spirituality. That's like an angel or a ghost or something, and that is something I could demonstrate. I could put the spoon in the pot and show you, and you could do it yourself.